Hello YouTubers, I'm restoring a couple of Broncos, a 94 and a 95, and I decided to do a couple of videos on things that I couldn't really find good information for. Really just to thank all the other YouTubers who did put out very helpful videos for me. So today I'm working on the instrument cluster of this 94 Bronco, and the symptoms that I'm having are that the right hand turn signal, first the light was on all the time, and then when I tried to check connections the light wouldn't come back at all. So I ended up taking the instrument cluster out, and what I found was a pretty damaged circuit board. I don't know if you can see that or not. It looks pretty good. But you can see somebody's tried to repair it before. There's, the foil strips are lifting up right here. I did try sanding them down, as well as the connections in the truck. That didn't really do much. So bottom line is, what I really want is a new circuit board. So what I've done, I have a scrap circuit board, or a scrap instrument cluster that has the exact same circuit board. So I'm going to show you how you get it apart, and we're going to change it over to the new one. Alright, here's my donor instrument cluster. As you can see, it's pretty nasty looking, but the circuit board on back is actually in really nice shape. And that's all I'm after, so that's what we're going to go for today. So start by removing all of the instrument lights, and it's very easy. You just turn them counterclockwise like an eighth of a turn and they'll pop right out. And just do every single one of them. Thing I probably should have mentioned to begin with is, if you see on the back of the circuit board, both the old and the new one, hopefully that'll focus in eventually. It's got a serial number there, that F4TF, or F4T, whatever it says. What does it say? Yeah, F4TF. And then a bigger number behind that. Make sure that when you find a donor circuit board, that it has the exact same serial number. I actually did take the time to look at two others that had a different serial number, and sure enough, I found one or two small differences that would probably make the whole thing not work. Alright, once you've got the light bulbs out, you'll flip it back over on its face, and the first thing we're going to do is remove just the clear cover here. So that's held in by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. The cover comes off. Now, inside, let's get this in focus here. Inside there's now going to be 1, 2 screws that are holding on this black cover here. So we're going to take those off next, and they're the same exact size. Next are the instruments, and they basically pop out, but very important to take out the left and right hand panels before you take out the center. So take out the right. All you gotta do is just pry it up a little bit. Should come right out of there. Or not. There it goes. It's pushed in. You can see it's pushed into these little connectors with these pins here. And so that's what you're trying to get out. And then this one. Same deal, it's got all those little pins on the back, just pushes into the connectors. And then lastly, the speedometer cluster, also known as the PSOM or PSOM. And it's really important that you don't change these out between trucks because they're programmed to a particular vehicle. And this housing, I don't know if it's possible to get a bird in there, but it looks like it's got bird shit in it. So, not sure what happened there. Okay, here's the interesting part. So what what holds this circuit board into this are those clips that you see here. This one, this one, this one. There were two here. They're gone. These three here. And you don't want to disconnect them from the circuit board. You can, and you won't hurt anything, but they're a bit of a pain in the ass to get in and out. So my advice, you turn it over, right? And then you use just a little pick tool and start pushing those connectors out. One side first. Oh, hopefully you can see this. Let's see if I can make it easier for you to see. So you're going to push the top down first and then push it in. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to lay it down to do it. And then the bottom, you keep your finger on it, push the bottom in. Come on, baby. And then it'll push right out. Now it's still attached to the circuit board, so it's not going to go very far. And that's what it looks like when it got pushed out. You can see there's like a little tongue on each side, and that's what you're trying to push out. Now I'm going to flip it back over. And now, there's going to be four. One here, one here, one here, and one here. They're just little plastic nubs that the circuit board is sitting on. So you just get where that nub is and kind of pull up gently, and it should come right off. Go. 3. 4. And there's my circuit board. Came off. I'm going to get my original clean board. And if you'll recall, so this is going to go this way now. If you always know which way it goes, because on one side there's these 4 little pins and they go into this little connector here. There's actually nothing connected there, but it's a great way to know you're oriented properly. And as you recall, there was 2 of those little clips that were missing from here. So I'm going to have to put them in. It's going to be hard to show you, but I'll do the best I can, I guess. So the circuit board actually has to go on each side under this tab and under that tab. And so the easiest way to do that, and I hope I can demonstrate, it's going to be kind of hard. There's the little metal tabs that you want to get that clip on. So what I'm going to do is take the clip, and I'm actually just going to push one up, and put it on the clip like it's supposed to be. Then I'm going to push the whole thing into the hole. And once it's in the hole, I'll go in the back and lift it up to make sure it's on the other clip. And I'm hoping it'll focus on that. But now you can see it's underneath the clip on both sides. So I'm going to do the same thing with the next one. Going to lift up that circuit board. I'm going to put the tab from the circuit board into the tab on the connector. Then I'll push the connector in to the hole, and then I'm going to turn it over and make sure it popped into the other one, and it did. Worked out perfect. All right, so now take my new circuit board, or my new used circuit board, push it down here, and the first thing you want to do is locate back onto those little plastic tabs. So I had one there, push that down, and I had one up here, push that down, one here, push that down, and I had one here, push that down. Now the fun part. These little clips, you got to get them lined up in the hole, and I do 3 at a time. So you see I just line those 3 up and then just push them in. Next 3. Might have to do a little finagling to get them started, but they'll go in. Ready? Two. Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to use my bulbs from the other one because they're all new, so I know they all work. And just going to put the bulbs back in. And as I told you earlier, the bulbs are all 194 bulbs, so you can just put them anywhere you want. Luckily, if you decide to, there's a bunch of them that are marked ILL for illuminate. And so if you wanted to, you could get some bright green or whatever color you want LEDs, and anywhere it says ILL, put in a green LED bulb. But I would not recommend that for any like airbag lights or alternator lights or 4x4 lights. I just think that, you know, that electronically they're looking for that filament in there, not an LED. I'm going to flip this back over, and now I'm going to reinstall my instruments. Remember, I'm using the speedometer cluster from the truck, the one that I took out of the truck, and I'm going to put that in there first. Okay, and then my alternator gauge and fuel gauge go in next. And now this is what you're going to have to line up those pins and then push it into those pins all the way down. That worked out perfect. And the same thing with this. Line it up carefully. Get your pins lined up, and you should be able to just push it right in. A little off here. There it goes. Okay. Got all that back in. The one that I'm restoring, there is a shift indicator. And one thing I want to let you guys know, you can buy this needle paint from Amazon. It's like $4 for a jar that'll probably do 300-400 needles. And yeah, I just clean them up and dab it on. It really makes a big difference and makes the truck not look so old. You get to these screws. And these screws are round. They use the same Torx, but they're round. They're not 7mm like the other ones. Okay, black cover, and actually you can just put this one right over it, do everything all at once, just like that. Instrument cluster covers are available on Amazon, I think, or even eBay. I can't remember where I got it, but they're inexpensive, and it really, again, makes a big difference in the appearance of the truck. The old ones get all scratched up. And that is it. So I'll go install it, and we'll see if it works. Thanks for watching.